Taking your cat outside shouldn't feel like a hostage negotiation, but if you're using the wrong carrier, it probably does. I am going to walk you through the 6 best options available right now, starting with the decent ones and working our way up to the absolute best. And let me tell you, the #1 pick completely changed the way my cat handles outdoor trips. 6. Pecute cat backpack carrier. Now, this one gets a lot of attention online because it has an expandable back. You unzip it, and suddenly your cat has a little mesh tent to stretch out in when you stop for a break. It sounds like a great idea on paper, and honestly, the extra space is nice when you are just sitting at the park reading a book or grabbing a coffee. But here is what matters when you actually wear it. The structure itself feels a bit rigid against your spine. I mean, the padding on the shoulder straps is decent enough at first glance, but after about 20 minutes of walking, I definitely started feeling the weight pulling backward. It just does not sit flush against your body the way you want a heavy pack to sit. The ventilation is another thing we really need to talk about. It has mesh panels, which is pretty standard, but the clear front panel traps heat faster than you might expect. On a warm day, I noticed the inside getting a little stuffy. You know, you really have to pay attention to the temperature if you were taking your cat out in the middle of summer with this one. As for the actual material, it is supposed to be scratch resistant. My cat took a few swipes at the mesh when she got bored, and while it did not tear immediately, I could see some fraying starting to happen. 5. Lekebobor cat carrier backpack. This one caught my eye because it looks a lot like a standard backpack you would take to class. It has a very unassuming design, which I kind of appreciate if you do not want to scream to the world that you are carrying a cat on your back. The space inside is fairly generous, and it features a large mesh window on the front. Let me explain how that actually plays out in real life. The mesh gives your cat a great view of the outside, but the entire structure of the backpack leans a little heavily on that soft mesh front. When my cat shifted her weight forward, the whole bag kind of sagged in that direction. And then there's the storage situation. It has pockets on the side, which are technically there for water bottles or maybe some treats. Well, good luck actually fitting a standard water bottle in there once the bag is occupied. The fabric pulls so tight when a cat is inside that the pockets become almost entirely useless for anything thicker than a piece of paper. I also noticed the bottom pad is a bit too soft for my liking. You really want a firm base so your cat feels secure standing up or turning around. With the Lekebobor, the base bowed right in the middle under my cat's weight. My cat looked like she was trying to balance on a hammock, which obviously did not help her travel anxiety at all. Number 4, Petsfit Pet Backpack Carrier. I mean, right out of the box, you can feel a massive difference in the build quality compared to the previous two. The fabric feels thick and reliable, and the whole thing just holds its shape beautifully even when it's completely empty. What I really love about the Petsfit is the top opening design. You know how hard it can be to stuff a fighting cat into a front-loading bag. With this one, you just open the top, lower them in gently, and zip it up. It makes the loading process about 10 times less stressful for everyone involved. Once they are inside, the comfort level is visibly higher. The bottom pad on this model is completely solid. It does not sag, it does not bend, it just gives your cat a firm, stable floor to sit on. My cat immediately curled up and went to sleep, which is pretty much the highest compliment a cat can give to any travel bag. The ergonomics for the human wearing it are also a huge step up. The chest strap and waist strap actually do their jobs, distributing the weight across your torso instead of just hanging heavily off your shoulders. I wore this for a solid hour and completely forgot I had a 12-pound animal strapped to my back. It is not quite perfect yet, though. The front window is a bit smaller than I would like, so if you have a curious cat who wants to see absolutely everything, their view is slightly restricted. 3. Lollimeow Cat Carrier Backpack. If you have a cat that absolutely loves looking outside, this is the one you really need to pay attention to. It features this massive clear bubble window on the front, giving your cat a complete panoramic view of their surroundings as you walk. I was initially worrying that a clear plastic front would turn into a tiny greenhouse, but Lollimeow actually nailed the ventilation system here. There are 9 large air holes punched directly into the plastic, plus thick mesh panels on the sides. I checked the temperature inside multiple times during our walk, and it stayed surprisingly cool and breezy the entire time. Let me tell you about the expansion feature on this one because it is done exactly right. Unlike the earlier models, the expandable back on the Lollimeow is structurally sound. When we stopped at a cafe, I popped the back open and it held its shape perfectly. My cat had plenty of room to stretch out her legs without the roof collapsing on her head. The side access door is another brilliant touch that I appreciate so much. Instead of opening the whole bag and risking an escape, you can just unzip a tiny side door to reach in, give a few scratches, or hand over a quick treat. It is a small detail, but it makes a huge difference when you are trying to keep a nervous cat calm on a busy street. Number 2. The Groxkox Bubble Cat Carrier. Now, the name might be a mouthful, but the design is absolute perfection. This backpack takes the bubble window concept and pairs it with some of the best structural engineering I have ever seen in pet gear. Here's what matters the most with the Groxkox. The shell is incredibly durable. It honestly feels like a piece of high-end hard-side luggage. If you bump into a door frame or accidentally drop the bag from a short height, your cat is fully protected. It gave me so much peace of mind walking through crowded areas where people are constantly bumping into you. The interior space is surprisingly generous. Even with the hard shell design, they managed to curve the back panel in a way that maximizes the floor space inside without digging into your own back. My cat was able to stand up, turn around, and settle back down without brushing her ears against the top of the carrier. I also have to praise the straps on this model. They are deeply padded with a breathable mesh that actually wicks sweat away from your body. I took this on a fairly steep trail hike, and my back stayed dry and comfortable the entire time. The weight distribution is just flawless from start to finish. This backpack is just a premium piece of equipment from top to bottom. The zippers glide smoothly, the bubble is scratch resistant, and the internal leash attachment is strong and secure. Henkelion Cat Backpack Carrier. I have tested a lot of pet bags, but this one just gets absolutely everything right. It is the perfect balance of comfort for your cat, comfort for you, and everyday practicality that you actually want to use. Let me explain why this beats out the hard shell models. The Henkelion uses a space capsule design, but the materials are so incredibly lightweight that it barely adds any weight to your load. You get that amazing clear bubble view, but without the bulky feeling of a solid plastic shell dragging you down. It just feels entirely natural on your back. The ventilation on this backpack is simply unmatched. They have strategically placed huge air holes and massive mesh panels on the sides, ensuring constant airflow from every single direction. Even on a really hot afternoon, my cat stayed completely comfortable and relaxed. She actually fell asleep while looking out the bubble, which is wild to me because she usually hates being confined. What really pushes the Henkelion over the edge is how secure it feels when you're out and about. The zippers have a locking mechanism, so even if you have a little escape artist who knows how to nudge zippers open from the inside, they are not getting out of this one. Combine that with the sturdy, reinforced base, and you have a portable fortress that is actually comfortable. The Henkelion gives you the best of every world. It is lightweight, heavily ventilated, secure, and gives your cat the ultimate view of the outside world. Final thought. That's all for today, folks.